Welcome, everybody. I'm Layne LaVanway, and you know what time it is. So sit back, relax, and let's talk about Inherent Vice. Okay, so Inherent Vice actually came out about mid-December, but it was a very limited release, and we didn't get it here. But now, January 9th has come, and that's the official wide release of the movie, and it's out now. And my wife and I, we got to go see it. Now, this movie is directed by Paul Thomas Anderson, and it stars Joaquin Phoenix, Josh Brolin. You've also got like Owen Wilson in it, Martin Short appears, and a wide range of people. Benicio del Toro's in it. You've got all kinds of cameos and stars appearing in this thing. So Joaquin Phoenix plays a PI, a private investigator by the name of Larry Sportello, but he goes by the name Doc, with no real explanation of why. And he sort of gets caught up. He's a pot smoker, and he seems to like to indulge in other drugs when given the opportunity. And this movie takes place, I think, in the 70s in L.A., but I wasn't entirely sure because it's a very strange and difficult to understand movie. But the basicness of the plot that I could sort of get from this was an ex-girlfriend of Doc's shows up in his house that he hasn't seen for a while, and she needs help. And she has a new boyfriend, Sloan Wolfman, and he's like this multi-millionaire real estate mogul, and she's his girlfriend, but he has a wife. And there's some sort of plot with the wife and the wife's boyfriend, and they want to use Shasta, which is the Doc's ex-girlfriend. They want to use her to like put Wolfman in a institution and get all his money, and she wants Doc's help. And then she goes missing. Wolfman goes missing. Doc gets framed for some murder, and it sort of goes from there. That all happens real early on. And from there, that's like it spirals into a entirely different direction. Now, let me go over just a few things I liked about the movie. I thought it was very well shot. The cinematography was great. It was beautiful. It really felt like the 70s, and just the decor of things and the mood. Not that I'm an expert in the 70s or anything. I was born at the tail end of the 70s, but just at least from my idea of movies that you see in the time frame. At least it felt authentic, at least, and that's what mattered for me. And it looked good, and it was really wonderfully acted. Joaquin Phoenix is fantastic as Doc, and Josh Brolin plays a detective. And I can't remember the detective's name other than they call him Bigfoot. But he plays Bigfoot, and he I think made me laugh. He gave me the most laughs out of the entire movie. Okay, so now that was quick. That's about the most I liked out of it. Now I'm gonna go for what I didn't like, which was most of it. So it was really long. It's 2.5 hours long. And in about an hour and a half, when my wife was already done with the movie and asking like how much time we got, we looked and we realized it had only been 90 minutes and there was still an hour to go. Both of us were both like, ugh. Like I don't think quite as done with it as she was at that point, but knowing that there was still an hour to go, even I felt like, really, that's all? It's only been 90 minutes? And so it was definitely too long. It got boring for me. And I think part of the reason is it's very incomprehensible. I had a hard time understanding some of the speech people were talking, following the plot ideas. It's very nonsensical and just sort of like maybe a case study of Doc, and just following him and who he is and what he does as he goes about his life, trying to solve these where his ex is and what happened to Wolfman, and more people keep coming in him and hiring him, and it seems like everything is sort of connecting, but is it connecting, or is it just because of his pot-riddled, paranoid brain, as everybody keeps thinking is the problem, is that he smokes so much pot that he's just paranoid. He's a paranoid doper, and he doesn't understand. And so he's not a reliable narrator as we're following him along to really quite understand. But personally, this is just a personal opinion, People who've read the book might have a different thought, or people are huge Anderson fans of his movies. Just personally, it was difficult to follow, and I didn't enjoy it. And I thought early on, I thought this is going to take multiple watchings to get. There's a lot. There's just weird stuff happening. I mean, once I see the end of the movie and see how it ends, I need to go watch it again and to follow it. But by the time the movie was over, I didn't really want to watch it again. So maybe watching it again would help follow some of it. But I don't really want to sit for another 2.5 hours and watch this movie. And so for me, it's not worth it. Again, Martin Short is great in it. Reese Witherspoon has a bit part, and she's real good in it. She's got this great character that does like she's this way during the day and this way during the night, but it's really well done. And Martin Short plays a dentist, which is really good. The very first scene between Joaquin Phoenix and Josh Brolin, though, that scene happens very early on in the movie, and it had me laughing. It was a great scene. It was funny. It got extremely awkward very quickly. And it was just the awkwardness just drew out for this very extended part of time. But that just made me laugh because I thought this was a good trend. It was in the beginning of the movie, and I thought this is going to be good, but there weren't too many more laughs like that. This almost feels like a bunch of short vignettes put together. Like he goes on these different, he gets a new person shows up and is like, hey, I need your help. And then he kind of investigates that, but somehow it seems like it connects to the bigger picture. And then you get that little story, and then that story kind of interweaves through the rest of it. And then someone else needs his help, and then he's got this little story that seems to connect, and then that interweaves. And so it goes on like that. But ultimately, I'm going to give this a C. So for me, I'm not going to buy it. I don't want to watch it again. Now, if you're a fan of the book, if you know of the book and you've read it and you like it, I've heard that the book is kind of like that it's hard to understand, it's nonsensical, then you'll probably enjoy this movie. For me, not so much. I wouldn't recommend going to the theater and spending your money. If it looks like a movie you really want to see, probably wait for it to come out to rent, hit it up on Redbox or Netflix or one of those outlets that it comes out on. I'm a big fan of Johnny Depp's movie Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, and it seemed like this was going to be like that. And so that was part of the reason I was excited, but it's not. If you're a fan of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, it isn't quite that same experience. All right, guys, if you like the review, go ahead and hit that like button and share the video around if you so kindly please. And, check out other reviews that I've got on the channel, and check out Psych Flicks, where each week, we analyze current popular movies and from a psychological standpoint, and generally we analyze a character and worm our ways into their head so that you can better understand them from a psychological standpoint. And yeah, that's what we've got going here on the channel. I thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you leave a comment below if you've seen the movie, or if you've got some insight, or if you don't agree with me. Let's keep the conversation going. That's what I love. I love talking about movies, even if I don't know much about movies, or I'm not very knowledgeable about a subject. I love talking about the movie, so let's talk in the comments below, or you can hit me up on Twitter at Layne LaVanway, and that's a good place we can chat as well. But until next time, watch more movies.